Okay. Listen up. Listen up. You know what? I'm gonna get a little closer so you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The way that we handle rejection is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. I'm gonna say that again. The way that we handle rejection is a reflection of what or how we feel about ourselves. There's people in our society, there's people, including myself and yourself, that has felt as though rejection is a punishment. Rejection is nothing but God's protection for your life. Just because that job didn't pick you, or just because if you're in school, you tried out for a team, you looked on the list and you're like, wait a minute, they made a mistake. I know that I was qualified for this. Or if you've tried out for anything, any types of tryouts or any type of, hey, I was in this relationship, it was working so well, and they didn't pick you. They didn't pick you to continue to do life with. It's not a reflection of you, but the way that you handle it is a reflection of how you value you, or what value do you place on yourself. If you continually walk around and say, they didn't accept me. They didn't accept me, so now I feel less than. There must be something, you know what? No, it was something that I did. It was my fault that this happened to me. How many of us can say that that's happened? I can say that, let's be honest. I can say that I felt at one point in my life that when I was rejected, it was something I didn't do. Maybe I didn't prepare for that interview like I thought I did. Maybe I could have answered, you know what? They told me to tell them a time about something and I made it up. Whoops. I lied and it still didn't work. They told me the questions they would ask me and it still didn't work. How many of us can relate to that? I can relate to all of these things that I'm saying. Anything that I'm saying is not something that I haven't experienced. Or, I was feeling as though I was about to leave my job. Everything was lined up. And then I had a hiccup in the road. Suddenly, I'm not able to have the freedom to leave my job because there's some financial situations that took place. All of these things can be perceived as a rejection. You can feel rejected. But realize that you've been accepted by God. God's love to you is always available. He's always there for you. But the way that you're perceiving this as a rejection instead of a protection is hindering you in how you're valuing yourself. What value are you placing in yourself in those moments? Are you able to go back and say, had I went that route, it probably wouldn't have worked out for me, or this is just not God's will, or even if it is in God's will for you to be rejected, will you trust and know that His way is the only way and the best way for your life? There's a line that has to be drawn in the sand to say, when I'm rejected, I'm not gonna feel like beating myself up. I'm not going to beat myself down because rejection is something that is naturally going to happen in life, whether I like it or not, whether we want to accept it or not. We always want to accept. But when there's a no, we hear yes so much, especially attractive people. Studies show that attractive people really have the world that caters to them. They get better jobs, making more money, they get better partners in life, whatever that means. More attractive partners, attractive people attract other attractive people, whatever the case is. But the minute you hear no, and you haven't dealt with no, it's like a shock. Like, wait, you're saying no to me? Do you know what I bring to the table? Do you know what I'm bringing to this table? I am the best thing that ever happened to your life. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Really? Do you realize what you just did to yourself? You put yourself on a pedestal, and what does that do? It puts you up so high, people can't see you, and you can't see people for who they are. The higher up something is, your perception of it changes. So your perception of who you really are and what people are really, it causes a disconnection. So are you responsible? Are you responsible for your disconnection to perception? It's a simple answer to that. You have to evaluate yourself to see where you are. Am I putting myself higher than other people? Am I comparing myself when I scroll on the timeline and I see somebody getting 1,000 likes and I get 5 or I get none? What about these views on these videos? We put so much emphasis on these things, but we have to realize why we're doing what we're doing. Right now, the videos that I'm putting out, that God is putting through me to give to you all, is not, and this is gonna sound funny, it's not for you, primarily. It's to please God. God has asked me to do these videos, so ultimately, whether I get 1 like, 1 view, 10 views, my only prayer is, Lord, I want this to be pleasing to you. Before I start these videos, I always pray, Lord, whatever it is that you want me to say it through me, and say it with truth, and also be able to reach the people that you want me to reach. But ultimately, I want these videos and this content to be pleasing to you. And that's all that matters, y'all. Now, the human part of us may want people to look at the videos. The human part of me does too. I hope you enjoy what God is displaying for you. But at the end of the day, it's all about what is God doing and what does he want to do through my life. Am I being obedient to what he wants? Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and may God continue to bless you all.